Our next awardee, Mark Pfefferman, Journalism, 1984. Mark Pfefferman is an outstanding role model of leadership in business and his community. From his steadily advancing career to his civic involvement to the Village of Glen Ellyn and College of DuPage, Mark continues to lead and guide.
He has that depth of compassion, community service, and really wanting to make a difference in the lives of the people around him.
He's a very sincere person, and he was that way when he was a student, and he's that way today. Just a really person you like to know.
As a student here, he also ran for the Board of Trustees at College of DuPage, not as a student trustee, but as a trustee who would serve 6 years as a trustee for the college. He had a background and interest in political science. He had college coursework in that. So I think it really fit for some of his personal passions.
It was such a natural thing for him to do because he always loved the College of DuPage, and he recognized what he had done and what other students could do, so he continued to serve as a member of the Board of Trustees. He saw the results of his efforts here, and then he continued to do that in the so-called outside world, and still does it, which says a great deal about him, I think.
The fact that he was elected to different roles in the community after being a trustee, such as serving in public service in Glen Ellyn, not only on school boards and things that would be part of a general election, but his volunteer work. I mean, it really speaks to who he is and how he is recognized and desired.
He has a very pleasant way about him, so that when whatever he was trying to accomplish, he accomplished it with a smile. He accomplished it in a pleasant way.
He is the ideal kind of person in that he has COD in his head and in his heart. And it warms my heart to know that he has expanded that sense of service to serve the community, COD directly and indirectly, but also the Village of Glen Ellyn and the people of Glen Ellyn.
Mark put an enormous amount of energy into making the College of DuPage a better place.
He has shown himself to be a wonderful family man, a community member, and a business leader. He's someone to be admired.
From the class of 1984, please welcome Mark Pfefferman, a 2016 Distinguished Alum.
Well, holy cow, that was really great. Thank you very much. This is uncomfortable for me in some ways. And the biggest way is I'm always trying to promote College of DuPage. And to receive an honor it's just the wrong way. So I hope any honor that I and these unbelievable awardees up here receive reflects right back at all of you and about this great institution. So I wanted to say that first. It really is, value of a lifetime, whatever you want to tagline it, it's true. So not only because of that pictures, I'm crying, geez. Not only because of those photos, but my thoughts went back to my dad. And my dad never really volunteered for anything. But good guy, don't get me wrong, but didn't think. But he, I came to College of DuPage kind of by an unorthodox way. I had gone 4 years to University of Illinois and got my degree. And I got accepted for my master's degree in January. So from spring to January, I wasn't a student, but to stay on my father's health insurance, I had to enroll someplace. So I walked down the street and enrolled in College of DuPage. And I had an interest in journalism. And So I signed up for classes, and I told him, and he goes, yeah, that's a good plan. That's a good plan to stay on there. So when I enrolled in the class, Jim Nika, who was a wonderful professor of journalism, said, hey, we have openings on the Courier, so come on by. So, all right, that night, go on by, and that barn over there that was, we exchanged stores. Wow, barely heated and the rattle thing, but what a great experience. And over there, there were two types of jobs. There were reporters, which I became one, and a job called business manager, which was an actual real job for the college. It was a Classified Personnel Association job, CPA. So I got that job, I applied for it and got it. And the CPA called and said, oh, you're new here. And I'm like, yeah. Like, okay, well, you have to join our association. Okay. It's whatever it was, $15. Yeah, fine. And I think it was Lucy McGinn. I think it was her that said, okay, now you're in charge of membership. So go around to all the college and so thanks, Lucy, for that thing. But anyway, that's those things. I learned at the college as a student. I learned the college as an employee. And I learned the college as a reporter. And I covered the board meetings. And when I was at the board meetings, I was like, you know what? Some of this isn't getting up to the board. I'm hearing this, and these reports aren't quite accurate. They're not, I know that's not true, So I ran for the board, and I won. My dad goes, again, he said, you ran for the board? I said, yeah. And he goes, you know what? A lot of people see your name running for the board. That's a good thing. And I'm like, wow, thank. And he goes, you're going to the college and you're running for the board. And I'm like, yeah. And I said, Dad, I'm doing it because these people aren't being heard. They've got to have a voice. They've got to get there. And it's sort of that idealistic, whole thing. And he goes, you're doing it to help people, right? Right. So he reset my mind. And ever since then, I was like, you know what? You're doing it to help people. At the Courier as well, I had the great fortune to meet Alan Carter. Alan is opinionated, and that's putting it very, very lightly. We worked together on the Prairie Light Review. We disagreed a lot, but he kept saying, you know what, it's been here a long time before you got here, and it'll be here a long time afterward, and I appreciate it. And Alan, through the years, and I have met on several occasions, and we've always discussed COD and our love for it and what was going right and what was going wrong. And Alan, I got to tell you, I toured one of the buildings, I won't say the name, that you think is very ugly, and on the inside, it's not so bad. So, but thank you, Alan, for this great honor. I appreciate it. And thank you, the co-nominator was my wife. So Martha, for all these, all this fun we're having in public service, and now as co-presidents of the boosters. That hardest job in the world, by the way, high school boosters. But thank you very much for all that. I also have to thank Hal McInich, and everybody I wanted to thank has already been thanked, and so I thank you for that. But no, running for the board and getting elected, I did my homework. I didn't want to embarrass anyone, but Hal was really a very good mentor and called me and made sure that my intentions were good, and also helped me navigate, being a young person. He had young children at home, and still you took the time to mentor me. So thank you very, very much for that. I appreciate that. Couple other people to thank, and then I'll let you guys go. But my friend from high school, actually grade school, Tom Bond, is here. And Tom is a person of character. Tom, and he won that award as well. But the only thing that gives him more character is his wife, Linda. And I really appreciate all these years of friendship. At that barn, we had good times too. I mean, nothing illegal, but we worked real hard and we had good times. And sure enough, one day Tom was there and we had the Burger King out and the crowns on our heads and looked out the window, the little balcony at COD, and it was really good. And Glen Ellyn couldn't have their fireworks 1 year down at the lake down there, so they had it out here, and Martha and I came and looked out that window of the barn and watched the fireworks, and they were way too close, but it was good. So those are good things, and I wanted to thank you. My mom and Lee are here, and Lee's my brother, and they heard about every board meeting at COD and every interaction on the subject, and they listened, and they must have been bored stiff, but they really sat through it all, and I really appreciate that. And lastly, my kids, they're my world. Don't tell them that. I am now distinguished, so you have to listen to me. But the two personal notes to them. One is my son Matt told me I got to wear the tie, and buddy, I have one with me. I tried in there. I couldn't get my button closed, so I apologize for that. And Mitch said my other son said he wasn't going to come unless I got some sort of trophy, and I got the trophy. So thank you all. God bless COD. It's a great place. Thank you.